WWE are quietly ending the Raw and SmackDown brand splits. Plus, multiple NXT 2.0 stars have suffered injuries, and there's a name and a gimmick change coming for another NXT 2.0 star, and it's all in the wrestling news right now. The end of the draft? The end of the split?
The end of the split already?
The split
is
Splitsville, according to Wrestling Observer Live.
According especially to Brian Alvarez, indeed, who believes that WWE may have quietly already ended or be ending the Raw and SmackDown brand split. He said, they haven't officially said anything, but the brand extension is essentially done. Half of the Raw crew are going to be on SmackDown Friday. Cody's going to be there. I think Seth's going to be there. They're just going to do whatever. Also, PW Insider followed up by revealing that Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes are all booked for SmackDown on Friday. Does this seem like an exaggeration on Alvarez's part, or do you think he has received information and it will eventually lead to where he's implying?
I think he must have. There must be some additional information out there, because it's not the first time that we've seen Raw stars going over to SmackDown, because what they've done recently is have guys like Seth and Cody work dark main events. Mm-hmm. As a way of sort of bringing the crowds in, and it wouldn't shock me if it was something to do with that. However, on Monday Night Raw, we did see the Usos and Sami Zayn just there.
Just chilling. We've also seen the quick switch of Lacey Evans between brands without much in the way of justification, which would possibly be an easier thing to do if the brand split was certainly loosened or didn't exist anymore. There was another one as well. Oh, and just with all these titles being unified, that would indicate that maybe the brand split is indeed coming to an end.
Interestingly, I did a video a little while ago where I kind of came down the line of thinking that the brand split should end anyway.
Okay.
And the reaction was very vehemently against it.
Oh, really?
And I didn't realise there was this much passion for the brand split still. And there is. So whether or not this works out to be a good thing, I don't know. I mean, a big part of it is the pool of talent.
It's huge.
It is, and by trimming away as much as they have done through mass releases and such over the past few years, there are less now.
Okay, fair enough.
And with guys like Roman Reigns working less dates, I guess you kind of want to just try and fill that void with as many other moving parts as you possibly can.
Yeah, that would make sense. It could change everything in the context of, if there's just one major title, who's going to take it from Roman? A lot of people have been saying Cody or The Rock or whatever. Now it kind of streamlines everything, or makes everything a little bit more, well, in a way, more difficult, I suppose, to book as well, because you've got less reward, less high places on the card to dish out.
Yeah. So you don't have as many trophies to fight for.
Yeah.
I don't always think that's a bad thing.
No.
I think it makes the people on top of those divisions sort of jump out a lot more. I like the idea of a unified women's division as well, where you've got the entire Raw and SmackDown rosters to play with in that sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like they've done with the tag belts and the WWE Undisputed title with the women's belts as well, if this is the way that they're going. Whether or not we get like a full end of the brand split, I don't think they'll ever announce the brand split has finished.
Or if they just go...
Yeah, that's what they do. When we go backstage to Adam Pearce just going, forget about it. I'm Adam Pearce. I wonder whether it's a case of they'll just going to go, wrestlers can just go back and forth wherever. So you'll have your main
wild card rule.
But without having a wild card rule.
Without making it official.
Without making it official. So you just have, without it being Facebook official, the end of the brand split.
Yes. Yeah.
It's complicated now. And you just have your set guys for Raw, your set guys for SmackDown, but then you have the ability to move back and forth as and where.
Possibly.
Maybe. So you kind of get the best of both worlds if you do it that way. Keep an eye on that one. That'd be interesting to see how this goes down. Last night was NXT 2.0. At least one, potentially two stars from that brand injured. We send our best to Nikita Lyons, who was scheduled to face Fallon Henry in the Fallon Henley.
Yes.
Thinking of
Don
Henley
Henley
off of the
American
Eagles.
Pie. Oh.
Don Henley was from the Eagles,
Who
wasn't he?
did American Pie? Don McClane.
Don McClane.
I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Let's just keep going. No, let's just keep
No.
going. Oh, what?
Who sang American
Should
Pie?
I keep reporting this while you check
Yes,
that?
please. Don McLean.
Don McLean, sorry. It's totally my classic rock knowledge is gone.
Oh, I can see you. Brown skin shining in the sun.
Nikita Lyons. Oh, Boys of Summer, of course. Nikita Lyons, we do wish her a speedy and full recovery, of course, because she was, I think, scheduled not only to compete in the breakout tournament, but to win it, in my opinion. She seemed like the front runner.
It seemed like we were heading towards possibly a final with Nikita Lyons and Lash Legend.
Potentially.
That now gone. Tiffany Stratton replaced her and soundly defeated Dawn Henley in the semi-finals, punching her ticket into the finals.
Yeah.
I think now this kind of sets up the artist formerly known as Roxy to take the whole thing. Roxanne Perez.
That would certainly make sense. Or maybe they just do give it to Tiffany Stratton if she's replacing Nikita Lyons. But I think the underdog story of her character, at least on NXT, being so inexperienced would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
I think it'd be a nice story to tell. Now, the other injury, what's going on there?
Yes, it was also revealed on last night's show that Roddy Strong rolled his ankle during training and was unable to compete in his scheduled match. Now, at the minute, Roddy is involved in a key storyline, which doesn't necessarily need him to wrestle, depending on how bad it is, because he's helping the Creed brothers when they don't want his help. He's also involved, bloody Gable Stevenson's brother in the stable.
Damon
and
Lee.
the Creeds are not happy with that. So Roddy Strong, we again wish a quick recovery to.
If this is the case, because this one could be a bit of storyline shenanigans.
Okay.
Because they played it up on the show last night.
They
that
did.
Roddy was meant to team with Damon Lee. And it was reported that, Roddy's rolled his ankle, he can't do it. And the Creeds are like, whatever, Trevor.
A little bit.
A little bit of that. So also last night on NXT, we had some title matches announced for In Your House. What's happening, Jack?
So, well, it's a weird one because there were some title matches announced. And then Toxic Attraction said, we'll make these official next week in the Championship Summit. So on next week's episode, these matches that have been announced will be announced.
They'll be made official.
Anyway.
They'll be made Facebook official.
Yes. Not it's complicated. It's very straightforward. The matches in question are Mandy Rose defending the NXT Women's title against Wendy Chu, who's just been really annoying to those Toxic Attraction lasses recently. Also, Katana Chance, formerly known as Casey Catanzaro, and her tag partner, Kaden Carter, will challenge the other two members of Toxic Attraction for the women's tag team titles. But again, despite those matches being announced, they will be made official at next week's episode of NXT, which involves some sort of Toxic Attraction Championship Summit.
Hopefully in the side of a volcano, like where all evil villains do their evil deeds. I am excited for Wendy Chu getting a title match. I know the rambunctious Jackie Orlando from Cultaholic.com.
Jack Atkins is such a big fan of Wendy Chu.
Oh, he loves Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu, the wrestler, fantastic. Wendy Chu's character in NXT, fine. He's a big fan.
In fact, there's a lovely picture there of Jack Atkins and Wendy Chu with a love heart around them.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at there.
Why not? Thanks, Owen. Thanks for that.
Thanks for that, Owen.
A little bit of
Appreciate
extra work there at the last second.
And Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, I'm up for that as well.
Yes, I think so.
Seeing them get a shot at Toxic Attraction, I think is nice to see.
Yes.
Also on the show, the NXT Tag Team Championships in the men's division, Pretty Deadly defending against the Creed brothers. The North American title on the line with Cameron Grimes facing Carmelo Hayes as the challenger. And the NXT title, Bron Breakker versus me. And if Bron Breakker gets disqualified, Joe Gacy becomes the NXT champion.
So if you win, Joe Gacy becomes NXT champion. What a bizarre stipulation. No, it's Joe Gacy. It's not you. Said you don't look like Joe Gacy, Tom.
Oh, apparently I do.
Wow.
I get about 10
Tell you
tweets
what,
every week.
As far as wrestlers go, there are worse wrestlers to look like than Joe.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Talking of NXT, we'll end on this one. A bit of a revamp for an absent NXT star. We think we know who this is. We'll get to it in a second. There was a trail that rolled yesterday on NXT for Giovanni Vinci, a man of high status and fashion.
Oh, yes.
Cue lots of footage, a B-roll of like, a man with an expensive watch, a lovely car, Italy, boats.
It's like a fragrance advert.
It was a bit, wasn't it?
A little bit. It was suave.
She is a monkey, but he is a hamster.
Yeah,
He is
yeah,
light
yeah.
and he is dark. Sauvage for him, for her, pour home. And now they don't announce that it is who we think it is.
Right.
But I've got a pretty strong feeling this is where we see the return of Fabian Eichner.
We do seem to think it's Fabian Eichner because he's been absent for a little while. He recently left Imperium before they were called up to the main roster, and he is Italian.
Yes,
as well.
that is
even though we've had to pretend that he's German for quite a while, he's actually. I think he's Italian. He's Italian, despite having a very German name, Eichner as well.
Well, not anymore.
Oh,
Giovanni Vinci.
Europe. Just all blends together, doesn't it? All the names.
We're just one big pot of
We're
innocent
not.
men.
We're just normal. We're just normal Europeans.
Don't mention what we're out of. It gets too political.
Yeah.
Well,
we're ostracized. We're out on an island. We're
just
all called-
ostracized
we're all called
men.
Smith and Jones and Williams. Europeans are called Eichner and Del Toro. It makes me jealous.
It's true, actually. We'll have more news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. My mother's name is Williams.
Is it? Lovely.
Love you, bye.